I suppose I don't know if it's a misconception, but the most common questions I get are, what fees can I charge? And, how do you get clients? Because I think people who have been at a large consulting firm, even if they've been a partner and they've been responsible for selling work or generating work, they have questions about how that part's going to work out. Most people are pretty confident, at least if they've been at a big firm, of doing the work. And then I get questions around, I get a lot of questions around, um, well, how, if they're, let's say they've been an associate partner, engagement manager, partner, well, how do I get all of these services that the firm offered me, right? So how do I find subcontractors if I sell work? And by the way, you can come to Umbrex for that. We can help you. Or or even better, build relationships with, other independent consultants who are more junior than you over time. They have questions about just all the stuff like, how do I get overnight PowerPoint production? How do I get health insurance, business insurance, contract templates, proposal templates? How do I get research? A lot of people ask about data and research. Where at the firm we had all this, research capacity. Well, you can find research support either through Upwork, and I know you're familiar with Upwork. There's a firm that we found in India that we really like working with. I know the owner, En Route Consulting. They're fantastic, and it's very much they're kind of alumni of the McKinsey Knowledge Center, so they're great. So you can really replicate a lot of the services you had at a big firm, and you can piece that together. But maybe something people don't appreciate is you do need to invest time in building what I call your virtual team. So at a consulting firm, that was part of what was given to you, and that's one reason they charge so much overhead. As an independent consultant, you need to build your virtual team, and that means tax accountant, attorney, bookkeeper, which I recommend, administrative assistant, probably graphic production support, as well as potentially an advisor, swing capacity. That's David Field's term on someone who can come in and give you some leverage when you're busy. So building a virtual team is like job one, something people need to do. I suppose I'm also surprised at how some people come into this and they don't use their consulting brain on their own practice, right?
Yeah.
So in some cases, I'll see people who are truly professionals who don't treat it like a professional. So about 25% of folks that I interact with, they don't have their own branded email address. I mean, that's kind of table stakes. Get a domain, register a domain, and set up G Suite or Microsoft Office. You wouldn't work with an attorney who's using an AOL.com address, right? Just come on. So, and then the other set of collateral. So update your LinkedIn profile, don't let it show that you're still a vice president of procurement at IBM or something. Update that. Get a resume, get a bio, update your LinkedIn profile. And if you don't have a website, people can survive without a website.
Yeah, right.
But you at least, it's nice if you have at least a one-page kind of Squarespace sort of thing that people can point to. And then building up your visibility through some content creation.
Well, I find a lot of these things, the email, the website, the updating your LinkedIn, they're more of a symbol of a personal and emotional commitment to the journey. I talk to people who say, well, I'm going to test it for 3 months, and if I can't find work, I'll go back and get a job. And it's like, right. That is not going to work, right? I tell people they need to commit at least mentally for a year. And they need to kind of put that identity on, even if the whole point of leaving full-time employment is to kind of distance yourself from an identity. You kind of need to play with that freelancer identity and fully put it on for at least a year and tell everyone you're a freelancer. I do freelance work, and kind of commit to it in a way that feels a little icky for people. So I think a lot of those tactical things definitely help, like the person shift into that aspiration. Do you see that as well?
Well, I totally agree with what you're saying, Paul. And the way I explain it to people is think about it in the reverse, right? Would you hire a tax accountant or an attorney or go to the dentist who's just like, well, I'm just kind of testing the waters here. I'm just sort of testing out if I like this or not.
Right.
I'm going to give it 3 months. You wouldn't go to a tax accountant who say, well, I'm going to just sort of see if I like it. I'm using my AOL.com address, until I really, no, you're not, you want someone from the other side, from the client side, because the client is making an investment in you as well. They're paying you dollars, but they're also an opportunity cost because they're spending their time getting you up to speed on their business. And even if the project is only 2 months, it's always a thought in their mind that I'm going to, hopefully this person's going to be around, next year if I want to call them back, because I don't want to have to get some other consultant up to speed as well. So they're making an investment in you. And if people think that you're, just here today, gone tomorrow, then that's a real negative. So put your feet into it, act as if you're serious about it and committed to the long term. Even, you can give yourself an out, and a year from now you can pull the cord on it, but act as if you're serious about it, because clients can sense people that are being tentative, and that's not a good sign.